Hello, and my name is Dr. Laura Thompson. I'm here with Applying Christ Ministries, and we're dealing with the question, are you ready? We talked a little bit about September being Preparedness Month, but you don't have to wait until September to be prepared for things that you need. I am getting most of my information from the Herbal Emergency Guide, and it's written by a woman named Rita Elkins. This book may not be available anymore because I got it during the Y2K scenario that we had many years ago. However, I find that there's a lot of things that might be relevant today. So we're going to take from this book and learn a little something. Again, my name is Laura Thompson, and today we're going to talk more about what to do in the event of a disaster. So, as you know, there's FEMA. FEMA stands for the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and they provide instructions to, for what you should do in the event of a situation or a disaster. There's also the American Red Cross, and there are warning signals that you should pay attention to. You need to have disaster plans for your workplace, for your children, daycare, family. So in the event of a disaster, there needs to be planning before the disaster. Now, I am an information systems instructor, and we deal with disaster planning for organizations so that they are ready to still function in the event of a disaster. And many of you have probably worked in disaster-based areas within your organization, but as a good steward, it behooves you to ensure that things are taken care of in your home, on your job, with your children. And so this is your opportunity to look at what needs to happen in the event of a crisis. Okay, so do you have a plan of action in the event that there is a fire in your home? Does everybody have a meeting place? Almost like, remember back in the day we used to do fire drills and everybody used to leave the building and they come back in. Do you have a map in your house that tells everyone, in the event of a fire, this is where we're going to go, this is where we're going to meet, we're going to meet under this particular tree? If you don't, you need to have that. Do you have your emergency contact numbers? Do you have your money and your telephone numbers in place, your will, and do you have things in a safety deposit box? Those are some of the basic things that should already be in place. Systems in the event of a disaster. If something happens to you in your town, how is your family in other parts of the country, in other parts of the city or the world, going to know how to get in contact with you? So we need to have you thinking about what to do. The first thing you need to do is create a disaster plan, and that's what's written inside chapter 5 of this book. And in this book, it talks about meeting with your family and discussing things like fire, determining possible locations to meet, posting emergency telephone numbers, teaching children how to dial 911, and looking at medical services, showing family members how to turn off your gas, how to turn off the water. If there is an environmental situation and the environment is not clear, if you have gas on, if someone lights a match, it could not only have an impact on you, but it can have an impact on everything and everybody around you. And so you need to know things like how to turn off the water in the house, how to turn off the gas, what the main switches for the electricity are. You have to, and I would also look at having emergency supplies. And we're going to talk about 72-hour emergency disaster supplies in a few moments. If you haven't done so already, now's the time to go ahead and take or renew your CPR. Get into a CPR class, renew the way how you help to save someone's life. and conduct emergency drills and just have quizzes. You know, there might be some keywords that you and your family might use to help you in the event of an emergency. Okay, so now let's get into this 72-hour disaster kit. Okay, and this is also in chapter 5 of the Herbal Emergency Guide. Okay, the 72-hour disaster kit should have the following things in it: a duffel bag, a covered trash can with handles, backpacks, and a soft suitcase. These are some of the containers that you could use for your 72-hour emergency kit. So ideally, you have a duffel bag, have a cover, or have a trash can with handles. Definitely have some backpacks and a soft suitcase. Then in this, you also need to consider having your emergency instructional manual and first aid kit. If you don't have a first aid kit, this is the time to get one, put it inside your medicine closet for the time being, and maybe get an extra one to be a part of your 72-hour disaster kit. Sometimes in the event of some sort of storm, there's a little bit of notice, but you want to be at the place where you can pick up and go if you have to go. Okay? Now, your 72-hour kit should contain the following things, and this is a variety of things here. I'm going to say them, and then you may have to listen to this a couple of times so that you can make sure you have these things. So along with an emergency instructional manual, you need a 3-day supply of water. A 3-day supply of water is 1 gallon per person per day. Okay? Food that won't spoil. You need water that can be purchased in soft packs, which are easier to store. You need to be able to have 1 change of clothing, footwear per person, 1 blanket, or a sleeping bag per person. There should also be a first aid kit, which contains your family's medications and prescriptions. You need tools like battery-powered radio, and flashlights and extra batteries. And I cannot emphasize extra batteries. That means get extra AA, get extra AAAs, get extra C's and D's. Just get batteries and just have them on hand. Okay? You need an extra set of car keys. A credit card. You need to have some cash on hand, and a set of traveler's checks. Sanitation supplies like feminine needs, toilet paper, wet wipes. One of the things that you can do with toilet paper is you can take the cardboard out, the little round cardboard. You can pull that out and then just kind of squish your toilet paper together and maybe put it in a Ziploc bag. That can help to preserve your toilet paper. I know when I went to Africa, that's exactly what I did. I brought toilet paper because, you know, sometimes you go to different places and the toilet paper is, you know, kind of, it's just not the same quality as what you're used to. So, you know, take the cardboard out of the toilet paper, then squish your toilet paper together almost like a sandwich, and then stick it inside one of those Ziploc sandwich bags and have it ready. So your feminine needs, for those of you that are women, toilet paper, wet wipes. Wet wipes are good to keep your hands clean. You'll need special items for infants, for elderly and disabled family members, and just have those available. If you wear glasses or contacts, this is the time to have an extra pair of contacts or glasses. As a side note, I remember going kayaking a couple of months ago, and there, you know, you could only carry so much in a kayak container, and it has to be waterproof. And so I had an extra pair of contact lenses in there in the event that water got into my eyes. Then I could just, you know, slip on the other set of contacts. And I got that container from one of the camping stores where they sell waterproof things and camping supplies. And Walmart has some of those things too, but if you want to get, you know, you might want to go to a camping store just to kind of get the the most up-to-date versions of these things. Okay, so I said an extra pair of glasses. Then you need to have, again, another first aid kit, canned and dehydrated foods along with a can opener. People tell you to get a canned foods, but you need a can opener, folks, to open up the canned goods, okay? Have hard candy and protein bars and canned nuts. The hard candy could also be used to help people that have diabetes. If your sugar goes too low, you might want to have a piece of hard candy to bring you back up. Okay, paper cups, plates, and utensils. Have you some rubber boots, rubber gloves. Written instructions on how to turn off your home utilities. So that means you need to write those instructions now. Don't wait until there's a disaster to try to figure things out. This is the time where you prepare and you write the instructions, and then you have those instructions available and you can go to them to turn off your home utilities. Bleach is also very important. You can get a small size container of bleach from one of the dollar stores and just have that on hand, okay? You need to have some money. You need to have matches. If you have to light something to keep yourself warm or to warm up food, you'll need plastic bags and you'll need ties. And then finally, you'll need a pocket knife with some attachments. So these are things that are just components of your 72-hour disaster kit. When we come back, we're going to talk about what to do if disaster strikes. Again, this is Laura Thompson. I'm with Applying Christ Ministries, and we're just trying to get you prepared for anything and everything. We'll be right back.